Good morning, this is Todd Shank from Premier FPL. I wanted to do a quick review of Game Week 9. On Friday I decided to wildcard, and as you can see here, my team massively underperformed. Um, Pascal Gross getting me the most points for the week is not really what you want to see in a team, um, especially after bringing in three big strikers. The biggest problem that I had was huh, after looking at the data, I felt like Harry Kane was underperforming this season and wasn't really worth the value with his 12.8 price tag at the time. So I decided to drop him and bring in Jesus, as well as dropping Vardy to bring in Morata. So Morata went ahead and scored 1 point. Jesus picked up 1 point as well, but since I captained him, I got 2 out of him. Um, the other areas that I failed were having Sterling, Davis, and Cresswell all on the bench this weekend, picking up 0 points, which meant that Kiko Femenia picked up his -1 and came in off of my bench. Yeah, not good. The main reason I brought in Femenia is because of his upcoming fixtures looking good. Didn't really plan to have him starting this weekend. Um, Another one, Lukaku and De Gea, both. uh, yeah, I think everybody knows by now. Huddersfield seemed to completely tear them apart, and De Gea worst points for this season so far. Um, yeah. I'm kind of at a loss for words for this weekend, considering how my team played. So actually, go back here. Looking at, oh, sorry. All right, so looking at my points for the week, 27 points, well under the average. Um, it dropped massively, and my ranking went from about 1.3 to 2 million. Average points being 50. I think that the dropping Kane was my biggest fail for the weekend. Um, that that just really hit my team hard. Um, so if we look at the dream team for the week, uh, Harry Kane picked up the most points with 16. Um, I didn't really have anybody else in here. One of the players that did score this weekend was Sermon, who I decided to drop, and he ended up scoring a goal. That would have gotten me some extra points as well. But yeah, I didn't really have any of these players in here, and I'm not so sure that anybody really would have said Batshuayi was going to be scoring 2 goals this weekend, especially against a Watford team that had done pretty well defensively so far this year. But yeah, so that's kind of my review for this weekend. Just want to make it brief here. You can see the fixtures or the results from the weekend. Um, I guess the biggest surprise was certainly the Huddersfield win over Manchester United. Um, I didn't really expect Bournemouth to come away with a win over Stoke, as well as I did think that the Watford-Chelsea match was more likely to end in a draw. Um, I guess the other big one for me was West Ham losing 3-0 to Brighton. I had really expected West Ham to play better and certainly not get shut out at the very least. But yeah, that that's kind of the wrap up for this week. Um, Not really sure what I'm gonna be doing for this next week. I can't imagine that Sterling is going to be sat on the bench for too many more games. Um, the only things that I can really think of is maybe dropping Jesus, trying to figure out a way to get Harry Kane back in. We'll probably have to take a -4 hit somewhere, and trying to figure out what to do with Davis here. Not played in the last 2 matches now. Could be that injury, or it could be that because of his illness and having sat out for a little while that somebody else has taken his place. But anyway, do want you to, if you could, head over to Premier FPL. You can check out my weekly posts there. I also do have my Fantasy Premier League fixtures planner. So going forward, I'll keep it updated. Right now, I have up through game week 22, and I did go in and color code them um, based on the fixtures, the color coding fixtures on the FPL website for the official site. Would love it if I could get some subscriptions on here, and I will be working on doing this every week. So yeah, head over to premierfpl.com for my Premier League fantasy tips, and keep coming back here for my weekly tips as well. You can follow me on Twitter at premierfpl, as well as my own personal account is Todd_Shank. As always, wish you good luck and have fun.